Greetings YouTubers, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts video. And this is going to be a chill book flip video, and we're joined by the beautiful ladies, Miss Heidi and Miss Hannah. Saturday night, we're in chill mode. I recently, just yesterday, did a Clint Eastwood collection overview video, and I wanted to show this one today as a book flip. This is called the Clint Eastwood Icon. It is the Essential Film Art Collection by David Frangione, essays by Thomas Schatz. And we're going to go through and see what's inside the book. So get yourselves relaxed, get a beverage and a snack, and let's check out the book. So we'll get in close here. We'll get a look at some of this beautiful artwork on the cover. That's a scene from the Outlaw Josie Wales. It's a hardcover book, comes with a dust jacket. It says there at the top, it was previously published at $39.95 US. Clint Eastwood began his career as the man with no name, but today his name and likeness are unmistakable. With a remarkable film career that spans 6 decades and encompasses acting, directing, and producing, Eastwood has become a quintessential American artist and an instantly recognizable figure. I'm not going to read it all, but I think it's important that we pay homage. Here's what the cover of the book looks like. Spine. Put up by a company called Castle Books. There you can see on the spine. Take a look at the back before we get inside. There's another image from the Outlaw Josie Wales. There's also a little write-up back here. If you want to pause that and read it, feel free to do so. And if anybody is interested in the UPC code, maybe some of you are, I don't know, but there's 2 on the back. And we'll go through. You can see the different characters that he's played in the movies. It would be pretty cool to get this thing signed if possible. There's Pale Rider. Castle Books. Pages are nice and thick. Really good shape. It says this was printed in China. And it looks like this one is from 2009. Dust jacket, Outlaw Josie Wales. It says this edition was published in 2013, so this must be a 2nd or 3rd edition. Really beautiful painted poster art there. A little bit of a table of contents. Here you get a foreword by David Frangione and an intro from Thomas Schatz. appendices there at the bottom. see some of the characters that he played over his career. It says there are two types of people in the world, those who collect and those who don't. I found that the group of people that don't collect anything really don't get how we collectors think, act, or obsess. I couldn't say it better. I think you guys feel the same way. Most of you who are watching this channel are the exact same. We're kind of a rare breed these days. Not too many people are collecting physical media anymore. Less and less people are doing it. A lot of people are ditching their physical media for digital. There's David Frangioni right there next to the Italian poster for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Looks a little bit like Scott Baio. Dirty Harry. It's a really nice book. I like the way it's presented, how it's displayed like that. Dirty Harry and $1 Million Baby. So $1 Million Baby was a movie that Clint Eastwood won 2 of his 4 Academy Awards in for Best Director and Best Picture. '60s. There's Coogan's Bluff, I believe. Let's see if it says it anywhere here. Doesn't say, at least that I found. Fistful of Dollars. There's a double bill advertising. That's pretty cool. I'd like to get my hands on one of those. And here is, I don't know if that's a Russian poster. Let's see if it says here. The bottom, which is this one, is a Yugoslavian one sheet, 19 by 27 for a Fistful of Dollars, 1964. And this one is a Fistful of Dollars and For a Few Dollars More double feature that came out in 1970, and that is the British Quad, which is 40 inches by 30 inches, and that's a huge poster. And then this one is a Fistful of Dollars from 1969. They're calling it the re-release Italian 4-page, which is 55 inches by 78 inches. That's a monster. That would fill up a whole wall. Those are really cool, though. Really love those posters. And now we get into a Fistful of Dollars from 1964. That is the Australian Day Bill, which is 13 inches by 30 inches. So it's long and narrow. Would probably be a good behind the door, like the back of a door poster. And this one is a Fistful of Dollars 1967 US re-release. So it's like an alternate poster. The short cigar belongs to the man with no name. The long gun belongs to the man with no name, and the poncho belongs to the man with no name. Great character. I'm gonna get this poster someday. I already have it in my cart on eBay. I'm just gonna pull the trigger on it. I haven't yet. It's not very expensive. This is the Japanese version of a Fistful of Dollars from 1964. It's 20 inches by 29 inches, but the one I have in my cart is 27 inches by 40. That's the size I prefer for the theatrical posters like this. And then here's a Fistful of Dollars from 1964, which is also the Japanese Really, really nice. I love that image though, right there. Like what could really hang from that little thin branch, but it's just kind of an ominous, kind of a haunting image. Then on this side here on the left, we have For a Few Dollars More, 1965. That's the Argentine one sheet. It says Argentine. I always would call it Argentinian, but and then here is the French re-release for a Few Dollars More. And down here is a what are they calling this? A banner, theatrical banner for a Few Dollars More, 1965. And that measures 81 inches by 24, so that's a very long banner poster, long and narrow. Then over here on the left is a Italian 4-sheet for a Few Dollars More, 1965. It's 55 inches by 78 inches. That's a monster. I couldn't do anything with those posters. I don't have the room, but they're, I mean, I imagine they're really cool looking. The top one here is For a Few Dollars More. This is the Yugoslavian, 19 inches by 27 inches. And down here, I've never seen this poster before. That's amazing. That looks really good. That is a, what does it say? That's a Thai one sheet, 21.5 inches by 31 inches. And I'm going to read a little more about it because I've never seen that one before. The poster was done in the one sheet size that was standard in Thailand in the 1960s. Today, Thai one sheets are generally produced in the same size as their US counterparts, 27 by 41. This poster is printed on very fine paper that tears easily. A lot of these early posters were very, very thin paper. They tried to use inexpensive paper because these things were never really made to be collector's items. They were just meant to advertise and be tossed away like a newspaper. And a lot of the materials that were used were about the same quality as a newspaper paper. I have some posters that are really thin like that. But of course, we know over the years that they really have kind of beefed up the quality on the posters because people are collecting them and they are worth money. But some of the early ones, they're kind of rare because a lot of them didn't make it over the course of time. So here on the left, let's see. Does it say? I've never seen this one before either. And here's, I guess these are kind of like promotional photos. They're calling these the folio set. These are Italian, 28 by 39. These are kind of like character posters for a few dollars more. I bet you that's a really expensive set if you can get those in good condition. Just like anything else, posters, condition is everything. And the better the quality, the more you're going to pay. So here we have Japanese for a few dollars more. This is a 20-inch by 24-inch. They're calling this poster B. And this one is the Italian 2 folio, 39 by 55. And look at this one. I've never seen that one before either. You can see Klaus Kinski. I'm not sure why they would have Klaus Kinski there, but remember when, I know why he's there, but instead of having John Maria Volante or who played Tuco, my mind kind of went blank for a second. But he played the Hunchback, and I believe it was Lee Van Cleef's character that lit his match off of Klaus Kinski's Hunchback and then lit his cigar with it, or his pipe. That was pretty cool. That's pretty funny. There's John Maria Volante right there. These are the Italian version of the lobby card. These were from 1965 for a few dollars more. So much excellent advertising for these movies. This is the Japanese 20 by 29 for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And then up here is British. And down here is Thai. That looks really cool. So we have an Argentinian one sheet, 29 by 43. And we have a smaller poster here. This is the Japanese for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. This one is 20 by 60. So it's narrower but longer. And then on this side, this is a beautiful poster. I have this in my cart too. I'm gonna be picking this one up soon. This is the Italian. The one I have though is 27 by 40, but the original one here shown was 55 inches by 79 inches, which is a monster. That's really big. Over to this page, now we got into some French posters, and this first one here on the left is 24 by 32. And then coming over here, this is the Israeli one sheet, 26 by 19. That's a little different. I've never seen that before. I like it though. I like the way it looks. And down here is the US. They're calling it a banner poster. It's long and narrow, so it's 81 inches long by 24 inches tall. And then down here, this one looks really good. This is the Indian half sheet, 28 by 22. I'm gonna see if I can track that one down. I like that a lot. And if you're interested there, you can see that it says Indian half sheet. If you're interested in checking out any of these. So moving on to the next page, here on the left is the Dutch one sheet. It measures 23 inches by 33 inches. Eli Wallach, that's the name I was looking for earlier. And look at there, look at Tuco, got the noose around his neck. These are called Italian photo bustas, which are like lobby cards, and these are really nice. Great colors, I love it. They really did a great job for advertising these movies. So here we're getting into some other kind of different, strange movies. The first one here on the left, the pink one, is called The Witches from 1967. I'll be completely honest with you, I had no idea that existed. And I didn't know Clint Eastwood was in the movie. I'm gonna have to check that out. And here's another one. This one is Italian. This one was the US, by the way, and then this was the Italian for the same movie. And this one measures 13 by 28. And this one measures 14 by 36. So over here on this side is the Japanese poster for Hang 'em High from 1968. Here is the US one sheet for Hang 'em High. here we have a Belgian window card, like a lobby card. And we have a Japanese poster, 20 by 60. And then there's a German 2-sheet right here. Wow. That image right there is the German 2-sheet, 46 inches by 36 or by 33 inches. And that looks really good. Let's see if we can make that the thumbnail. So over here we have the Italian lobby card. And this is the Australian 1-sheet for Hang 'em High. And this is the Italian 39 by 55 inch poster. This looks really good. So still in 1968, and this is Coogan's Bluff. And this one here is the German 1-sheet. Make sure I get a good viewing of that. And then over here we have a Spanish 1-sheet. And down here we have a German 1-sheet. An alternative cover. They're calling this one an international 1-sheet. And this one is a French Grande, they're calling it. 47 inches by 63. And then over here is the Italian. They're calling it a 2-folio, 39 by 55 inches. And this is the last of the Coogan's Bluff posters. This is a Spanish 1-sheet. And then we get into Where Eagles Dare on the next page, from 1968 as well. And this is the US 1-sheet there at the top. And then here's a Pakistani 1-sheet. Here is the Israeli 1-sheet for Where Eagles Dare. This is the US 1-sheet, style C, they're calling it. There must have been a few different variations of the poster. And then here's another United States 1-sheet. Beautiful poster. Now we jump ahead to 1969, and this is Paint Your Wagon. This is a Swedish 1-sheet. And this is a US 1-sheet. That's the original cover, original poster. And then here is a US, they're calling it a special edition 1-sheet. I'm not really fond of that poster. I don't really care much for that one. It looks kind of like a Monty Python. Nothing wrong with that because I love Monty Python. I do. I think they're hilarious. That troupe is really, really funny, but I don't know. It just doesn't work there for this movie, I think. And now we get into the 1970s. I'll zoom in here if you want to pause it and read it. Feel free to do that. Outlaw Josie Wales. Excellent movie. Kelly's Heroes. This on the left is the US 1-sheet style C. And then over on this side is the German 1-sheet. And down here is the Polish one sheet. This one here on the top is the British poster. And here's the Swedish one sheet. And here is a US style B, they're calling it. Two Mules for Sister Sarah, 1970. This one is a international one sheet. Is that right? Because it sure looks German to me. And I'm going to take that back. This is the German one. I was looking at the wrong column. This is where I'm looking here. So this is the German one sheet. And this one is Belgian. And this one is that Swedish? Somehow I got a little bit screwed up. Where's the next? Let's see if the next page is Swedish. Yes, okay, I take that back again. I'm making mistakes here. I apologize. This is the international one sheet, and this one is Swedish. This top one here is German. And here's another German one sheet. And that's the last one for Two Mules for Sister Sarah from 1971. Now we jump over to the Beguiled, 1971. First one is US, and this one is French. Here is the last one for the Beguiled. This is the Italian poster, and then the next page we jump into Play Misty for Me, also 1971. This is the British poster, and this one is the Italian. Here's a beautiful Italian poster. Jessica Walter looks amazing in this movie too. So does Donna Mills, for that matter. And this one is the Swedish one sheet. And now we're getting into the good stuff. It's all good stuff, but this is some of the top shelf stuff here. This is the British quad poster for Dirty Harry, 1971. And then we have a US insert, they're calling it. And on this side is the German one sheet. Up here at the top is a theater banner from the US. And this is a window decal from the US. To make it look like your window has a bullet hole in it. I think that's a great idea. And on this page is the Italian one sheet. I have this poster hanging in my living room. This is the Italian poster. And on this side is the US style B. And then there's going to be a splash page here that is Japanese. Here is a 1971 US press kit for Dirty Harry. That looks like it would be pretty fun to try to track down. You get all kinds of different art cards and looks like a booklet and all kinds of goodies. And on this side, we have a standee this must be the standee right here. It's a cardboard standee of Dirty Harry. And then this is the press kit up here, and over on this side is a 2008 US restored, looks like it's the movie set with a prop gun. I've never seen that before. And we have set like a Dirty Harry keychain with handcuffs, and then there's a ticket to the world premiere film. This is an authentic ticket from 1971 to see Dirty Harry. Does it say that on there? It says it up here. It was released in the US in New York. That is really cool. Nice little memento, a piece of film history. These are Italian lobby cards. And this is a British quad poster. And this is a New Zealand day bill. (1972) brought Joe Kidd, and this is the Italian poster right there. And this is a German one sheet. And this one is a Czech one sheet. This one is a Japanese one sheet. And this is the Polish one sheet. High Plains Drifter. This is French. This is International one sheet. And this is the Argentinian or Argentine one sheet. Another Japanese one sheet for High Plains Drifter. And we have a couple of lobby cards that were Italian. Here's the last one for High Plains Drifter. This is a German one sheet. And on the next page, we get into Breezy, a film from 1973. This is a US one sheet. Now we get into some more Dirty Harry stuff, and this is part 2. This is Magnum Force. This is a US poster here. And here is a British poster. And here is a Finnish poster. This one is the 1973 Warner Brothers commemorative poster. Nice little collectible. And this one is the International one sheet. And on the next page, it's a splash page, is a United States half sheet. This one is Japanese style B, they're calling it, one sheet. And over here is an Italian lobby card. And down here is an Argentine one sheet. So now we are into 1974, and the film we're talking about now is Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. And here at the top is the US 1 sheet. And we have a French poster. And on this side is Japanese. They're calling this one the International 1 sheet. I like that poster. And over here we have a United States 1 sheet. And down here is another United States 1 sheet. It's just a alternate. 1975 brought us the Eiger sanction, and here on the left is a United States 1 sheet. And this is the Japanese. And this one is the German. And then on this page, this is a British poster. And then coming down here, they're calling this the Eiger Sanction and Moment by Moment double feature from 1979. It was a British poster. And then over here, now we jump into the Outlaw Josie Wales from 1976. And this is the US 1 sheet. What a great poster. Great movie, too. This one is the Italian lobby card. Here's an Israeli 1 sheet. And here is a Japanese poster for the Outlaw Josie Wales. Now we're getting into the Enforcer. You can see some of the cast and crew and credits and all that good stuff. This is a United States premiere invitation. It looks like you get a nice little press kit with some collectibles in it. And here's another press kit here. Also from the US. There's a nice photo there of Dirty Harry Callahan. And over here we have Italian poster and a Japanese 1 sheet. And another Japanese alternate poster. This is a Thai 1 sheet. And this one on the left is a US insert. And this one up here is an Argentine 1 sheet. Here's a US 1 sheet. That looks really good. I like that one a lot. And then over here we have a double feature of the Enforcer and the Outlaw Josie Wales. It says year unknown, but that is a British advertisement. And down below, this is for Sharky's Machine and the Enforcer double feature from 1982. It's also a British advertisement for the double feature. So now we're in 1977, and this is a Japanese poster for the movie The Gauntlet. And here's the United States 1 sheet. It says this one was recalled. I don't know why. I'll have to look into that. I'll show you here. It says United States 1 sheet, recalled version. Let's see if it says here. It might say the first printing of this poster had Sandra Locke's name in small letters. This was quickly recalled, and all subsequent 1 sheets had her name in bigger letters. All US styles featured the same great artwork by the renowned fantasy artist Frank Frazetta, who gave the public image of this story about cop Eastwood escorting a prostitute, Locke, from Las Vegas to Phoenix. So there you have it. Let's see if it shows down here. Well, here it's showing Sandra Locke's name in large letters, but according to what we just read, the recalled would have had much smaller letters, I'm assuming, because she wasn't going to get a bigger font than CLINT. And right there, it looks like it's even. This one here on the left is, let's see, 1978 now, and this one is Every Which Way But Loose, and this is the Japanese poster for that movie. And over here on this side is the Turkish one sheet, and this is also a Turkish one sheet. So now we're in 1979, and we're talking about Escape from Alcatraz, and this is a U.S. lobby card, and this is a Polish one sheet. Man, the Polish really have some terrible posters. I'm sorry. They really have the worst posters out of this book. They're really, really terrible. And then on this side is Japanese one sheet. That's a great poster. Now we're in the 1980s, and I'll zoom in here. If you want to pause and read that, please feel free. Now we're in 1980, and we're talking about Bronco Billy, and this is a British poster here at the top. And this is French. And this one is Yugoslavian. This one's Japanese. This one is Australian. This one is the United States Special Edition. That looks pretty cool. Wow, that looks really cool. I like that one a lot. It looks like he signed it too. And this one down here is the International one sheet. We're still in 1980, but now we're talking about Any Which Way You Can, and this is the Yugoslavian one sheet. And this is the US one sheet. And this is Japanese Firefox from 1982. We are still on Firefox, and here is the US one sheet. And here's they're calling this a French door panel poster. Measures 24 inches by 63. And on this page is the Pakistani one sheet. Looks pretty good. Nice choice of colors there. I think it looks really good. Here is the Thai one sheet for Firefox. And now we're on Honky Tonk Man, also from 1982. This is the US one sheet. And this is the Japanese poster for Honky Tonk Man. Dirty Harry's at it again. It's Sudden Impact. This is the, let's see here. that's not right. Pakistani, there's supposed to be a United States window decal, but that is definitely not it. And this must be the Pakistani one sheet, I'm thinking. And this would be a German door panel, that makes sense. And this is the French door panel. So this must be the window decal. It's gotta be it. And now we jump to 1984 and we're talking about City Heat, starring Eastwood and Burt Reynolds. This is the US one sheet right here. And then we jump down to the French. And over here to the Italian. '84 also brought us Tightrope. This is a US advertisement. And over here is a international one sheet. And down here is a Yugoslavian one sheet. Here's a Japanese poster for Tightrope. Good movie, by the way. I recommend it. Here's a Japanese poster. And an Australian lobby card set. Here's Pale Rider from 1985. This is a Czech half sheet. This is a Czech one sheet. And this is a German one sheet. I love that poster. That poster would look great with a backlit frame, which I'm gonna be ordering a couple frames with an LED light behind it. I think it would look amazing. Here's a British poster for Pale Rider. And we have Japanese. And now we're over to Heartbreak Ridge from 1986. And this is a US poster. And this one is a Yugoslavian poster. A couple more posters for Heartbreak Ridge. This one's Japanese. And this one is Spanish. And then we jump over to the Deadpool, and this is a Japanese one sheet. The last Dirty Harry movie. Now we get into 1989, and this is a movie that Clint Eastwood directed called Bird, based on the true life of Charlie Parker, the jazz musician. He was an excellent musician. This is the US one sheet. And then this is from 1989, Pink Cadillac. This is the US one sheet. And this is an alternate one sheet for the same movie, Pink Cadillac, from the US. I'm talking about the 1990s here, Unforgiven. Here's White Hunter, Black Heart. And this is the US one sheet. And over here, this is the Rookie, and this is a Spanish one sheet. '92 brought a very excellent movie, directed and starring Clint Eastwood. And this top banner here is a theatrical banner from the US, and then down here is a German one sheet. And over here is a US Subway two sheet, which measures 45 by 67. That is a big ass poster. Now we jump to 1993. This is a German one sheet of In the Line of Fire. And 1993 also brought A Perfect World. This is a Italian photo busta, which is a lobby card. And then this is A Perfect World, and this is a French poster. Now we are in 1997, and this is a Swedish one sheet for the bridges of Madison County. And this is Absolute Power, also from 1997. This is the US one sheet. And this is a German one sheet for Absolute Power. Jumping ahead to 1999, and this is a French poster for Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And over here is True Crime. This is the Swedish one sheet. Now we are into the 2000s, and it's blood work. So the first one here is actually I guess we start up here. Space Cowboys from 2000. This is the US one sheet. And this is a Japanese poster. And over here is US one sheet. A whole lot of stuff going on here on this poster, but they're calling this the Advance poster. This is the one I just showed you. It says, this is the only poster besides the Japanese B2 style A to feature this montage style. I think that's a little bit too much going on for a poster for my liking. But I mean, it's a good advertisement, but not something I would hang in my house, I don't think. But here is the French one sheet for Blood Work from 2002. And here is a Swedish one sheet for Mystic River. And here is an Israeli one sheet for $1 Million Baby from 2004. This one is the Japanese poster for $1 Million Baby. And this is a Japanese double-sided promotional poster from the Letters from Iwo Jima and Flags of Our Fathers, 2006. And here is a French poster for Flags of Our Fathers. This is an Italian poster. No, that can't be right. Yeah, maybe it is. I guess it is. That's the Italian. Oh, this kind of threw me off with that. It looks almost like Japanese, but I think it's supposed to be there because it's part of the movie, and it threw me off. But this is the Italian one sheet, and this is the US one sheet for Flags of Our Fathers. This was Letters from Iwo Jima, and down here is the Japanese poster for Flags of Our Fathers. That's pretty cool. That's really nice. The next one is Changeling from 2008, and this is the US one sheet. I've never seen this movie before. Here is Gran Torino. This is a set of 4 advertisements, it says here. And here is the US poster for Gran Torino, 2008. we're coming up on the end here. So that is going to do it for chill time. Hope you guys enjoyed going through the Clint Eastwood Icon book. So much good artwork and advertising for some of these great classic films. So we're going to wrap it up here. Heidi left already, but it's still me and Hannah. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night and the rest of your weekend. Thank you for dropping by and hanging out with me for a little bit. I always do appreciate that. Take care, and I will see you next time.